This year marks the 25th anniversary of the beatification of St. Padre Pio. In recognition of this special occasion and its particular devotion to the stigmatized saint, a Chicopee parish recently hosted various relics of St. Pio. Steve Kiltonic has more now.
On May 4th and 5th at St. Stanislaus Basilica, 5 first and second class relics of St. Padre Pio were on display for public viewing. Both days featured Mass, exposition of the Blessed Sacrament, veneration of the relics, and benediction. The relics included a lock of St. Pio's hair, a handkerchief with St. Pio's perspiration, a piece of St. Pio's habit or mantle, his white fingerless glove with blood stains, and crusts of St. Pio's wounds. Born in 1887, St. Pio, known more commonly as Padre Pio, entered the Capuchin Franciscan novitiate in Italy and was ordained a priest in 1910. 8 years later, he became the first stigmatized priest in the history of the Catholic Church when the 5 wounds of our Lord's Passion appeared on his hand, feet, and side. He had a special love for hearing confessions, celebrating Mass, and a particular devotion to the Eucharist and the Blessed Mother. The relics are sponsored by the St. Pio Foundation of Tuckahoe, New York, and are currently on tour across the East Coast. Earlier this year, the Springfield Diocese put out an invitation for parishes to host the relics, and Father Brad Molunsky jumped at the opportunity.
We have on the first Saturday of every month the Padre Pio prayer group, and so it was natural for us to host them because they meet here every Saturday morning for Mass and for devotions and for a regular meeting.
During the 2-day period, volunteers helped keep watch over the relics and handled the flow of traffic. The St. Pio relics drew crowds both days. Students from St. Stan's School were also able to touch the relics.
For me, St. Padre Pio is someone who, really had extraordinary mystical gifts in the course of his life, but I find is so very ordinary and down to earth in his spirituality. And I think that's probably part of the appeal.
The St. Pio Foundation is a nonprofit charitable organization whose mission is to promote the knowledge of and devotion to St. Padre Pio. The foundation was established in 2014 by Luciano Lamonarca, who has always had a strong devotion to Padre Pio. Luciano and his wife Valerie conceived a son as a result of what they believe was a miracle through the intercession of Padre Pio. Richard Ruyak, a former police officer in Yonkers, New York, is the guardian of the relics. He volunteered 3 years ago to bring the relics to different churches and basilicas across the United States.
We bring Padre Pio to the people who will never have a chance to go to San Rotondo Giovanni and actually see Padre Pio where he worked, lived, and died.
Ruyak enjoys meeting those who visit the relics.
I get the most satisfaction of actually talking to the people that come and venerate, and some of them share their personal stories, how they were touched by Padre Pio.
On Saturday, the relics were displayed during the meeting of the parish's Padre Pio prayer group. Julia Calandro Leinberg, one of the nation's foremost authorities on the life and spirituality of Padre Pio, gave a presentation. Over the years, she has lectured at colleges, churches, and Catholic conferences throughout the U.S., spreading the message of St. Pio.
In my own lifetime, I can say that my family was also profoundly impacted by Padre Pio, and we had received many, many graces.
In thanksgiving for those graces, Julia's parents founded the National Center for Padre Pio in 1971. Julia served as its vice president for 30 years. Julia finds people are initially attracted to Padre Pio because of the supernatural phenomenon associated with the stigmata, bilocation, and healings through miracles.
The spirituality of Padre Pio becomes even more fascinating to you. And then after it's fascinating, you find that it becomes a part of your lifestyle. And this gift of Padre Pio in our lives, well, it's something that we can't help but to want to share with others, someone that you don't even know.
To celebrate the Foundation's 10th anniversary and the 25th anniversary of St. Pio's beatification, it's releasing a number of free initiatives to make St. Pio more accessible to the world. Padre Pio's own personal photographer, Elia Staluto, now 90 years old, has released 10 of his own photos for anyone to download. Also, 365 letters written by St. Pio, called the Epistolary, are now available. And La Monarca, a professional tenor, recently released a hymn to Padre Pio written after his death by Rico Garofalo. As St. Pio once said, pray, hope, and don't worry. Good advice for anyone at any age. For Real to Real, I'm Steve Kiltonic.